Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie class. Today we will speak about movie which called Dark City. I, I'm not sure about the genre of this movie. Probably sci-fi or something like this, and with element of detective, with element of I don't know thriller or something like this. So let's try to describe the story. What happens in this movie from step by step. I can start because I watched it at the beginning more thoroughly than at the end. At the end, I was watching it like faster on the faster speed. So at the beginning, we can see one guy, John, right, who found himself in a very strange condition. He somewhere he don't understand who is he. He lost his memory, and something strange happens around him. So he can see he could see died call girl, like not died but killed call girl. What else? Strange hostel, strange calls. Someone who named himself doctor tries to provide him some information like get out of there, they will follow you, and so on. So at the beginning, nothing is understandable. It looks like maybe he's a killer, maybe not. We understand that there is some uh, serious killing in action or something like this, and there is a police investigating the case. There is his wife, and and something strange and something mystery. Some aliens or who they are, I don't understand. So, Jorgen, would you like to continue about the story,
Okay. Can try.
please?
I think he has amnesia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, um, uh, I don't have the story
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
in my mind as it happens.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we will ask you later about our questions, right? Vasants, please, can you continue?
Yes. After that, he learned that he he has no memories about his past, and everybody in that city had the same problem. And he started to explore what is happening around him and the city. So and he found out that uh, those stalkers, those weird-looking men, were replacing uh, people, and they give different identities every night. That's how he found out that why he could not remember the past and the rest of the people, and their whole city is living under the dark. They have never seen the sun because the stalkers, the people, I don't know, the bad guys, stand on light. So they are afraid of light and water too. So they were doing some experiments with the human every night by implanting new identity and new memories to people. Yeah, this is how the story goes on.
Yeah, yeah. We found out that there are some aliens or some I don't know how to call them. Just is there any names in the movie for them?
They call the strangers.
Strangers. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a race of strangers, yes?
Yeah, but you know the strangers are guys, both guys, you know, but they wear a very black gown, you know.
Yep.
And they are, you know, very thin, you know. We see the head like a scalp, And actually, the strangers are those guys are the corpses that the strangers possess. You know,
Mhm.
the aliens are not like human. Like something weird.
Mhm. Mhm.
They use these courses to control humans, and they want to. They're doing an experiment related with human mind. So they need to find a superhuman, you know, with a special ability so that they can survive. And John Murdoch happens to be something special, who has a special powers and can modify things in this world. You know, in this world, at midnight, the strangers with their mind powers that they modify the world. They change personalities of the people inside, the buildings, and everything.
Right. So later we will find that it's not a real city, right? It's some I don't know, some how call it fake city, or I don't know,
Yeah.
simulation, right?
Yeah.
It's from that point when I found it out, it looked like a Matrix movie, right? So we have a city now that controlled by some architects, those strangers. But what was the goal of the experiment? What they trying to learn?
It's something related to the human mind. So they need to survive. I think it's not the only way they can survive. So the superhuman was actually John Murdoch, but John Murdoch didn't want to give to them.
Mhm.
So,
Well, I learned from the movie that those strangers they don't have a personal memory. They have like collective memory. So everything you knows all your race. So and it seems to me that it was they will like envy to our human ability to have memories, and they always try to put human to some circumstances to make some actions and then learn from their memories, their feelings, and all these things. It's how it seems to me. I can be wrong, but a real goal of why they need so let's discuss it a little bit. Was it entertainment, or was it I don't know, for some profit? Why they need that, Jürgen?
No, I just wonder if why did they need to have why couldn't they live with same conscious
mind maybe?
yeah.
With the same mind again and again, right?
Why couldn't they live like that?
Sorry, I didn't really understand the question, but
everybody of them have the same conscious.
Yeah, same memory, right? Same conscious.
Memory. Yeah. Why couldn't they live like that?
So why do they need some changes? What they trying to achieve? Yes, it's not clear to me too.
Okay. Maybe they didn't say that in the movie. I don't know.
Probably they do. Gerard, do you understand?
Yes, they want to know how works individuality.
So looks like they envy, right? Their ability. Yeah. They want to adapt it. Yes, but it's not really clear. Okay, so what else we know about them? How they look? How do they look?
The strangers.
Yeah. Real.
The corpses or the real ones?
Yeah, but inside them there's some bugs or what, or just mind. I don't understand that. But in the one dialogue with the doctor, they said, "You know how we do, how we look." But I'm not sure that I saw that in the movie. So probably something disgusting, I think.
Yes, we saw in several scenes the way they look, the real strange extraterrestrials.
And what is that? Like what? Can you describe?
Like a bag, you know, the bag, fluorescent bag with colors, but Something unreal. I don't know, made with computer.
Okay. So movie, it's not too old, right? It's let me see,
20 years old.
20 years old. Yeah. So we already have computers, all this
Mm.
sense. But what do you think about overall picture of the movie? Do you like it?
Like a film noir, film noir, that polish film.
Mhm.
The aesthetics was like that.
Yeah. No colors, right? Always dark, always the same.
Green, yes, green, a little bit red, brown.
So why they did that in this way? To feel us, to make us feel tense or what?
No, I don't know. The strangers choose this scenery because at the end we see that the protagonist John Murdoch creates a new wall, happier wall with a beach. The beach he was thinking all the time in the movie.
Mhm.
South Beach, I think it's the name. So I don't know. It's like, so this wall is like a very big spaceship, and it can change. The nice thing of it is it can change with the telekinetic powers of the strangers.
Right. We can learn that this Murdoch said, now I learned how to manipulate all these machines, and I can build anything what I want. I can manage them. Yeah, nice.
Mm.
So what about romantic stories? Do we have one?
No.
Wasans, have you noticed it? Anything?
Yes, it also deals with the relationship between John and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Initially he was confused that he was a murderer, and he went back to his home and he found that somehow he is connected to her, even though it's just an implanted memory. She is not really his wife, but he had a feeling for her, especially toward the end. The bad guys tried to kill her. He said, "Okay, I will surrender. Don't kill her," like that. So, yes, there was a romantic track in this story. Yeah.
Romantic line, yes, romantic track. And what I was surprised about, it's how good those strangers understand human psycho. They not just implant strange stories, but they implant really human like stories, right? Love, all the things, memory from childhood, your dad, your father, grandfather, all those things. So it's those stories looks very plausible. And I like these lines. I like these dialogues in the movie when they ask it, is it evening already? Where was the day? How I missed the day? So I like it that. And another one, have you seen this place? Something beach. I forgot. Shine Beach.
Shelby.
Shell Beach, yeah. Have you seen it? Yes. I policeman answered, yes. I was here. How to reach that? And they started to think, yes, how to reach that? Yeah, you first move to, and then confusion, right? So it's a very interesting thing to think about, right? How will this implanted memory works? Because I think as a humankind we already have these memories. I can remember a few episodes from my young childhood, but I cannot connect it together in very good way, very logical way. So I have to invent this way. I have to make like I don't know, logical line between two episodes to explain that for me. So I'm faking my memory, right? We used to do that. I think it's interesting. So how our brain adapts these memories. So, I have a personal story. One day I asked my boy about one event, and he forgot it totally. It was like 1 year ago, and he forgot it totally. It was funny for me. I didn't expect that. I explained it more. I added more and more details, but he cannot remember. Okay, next day, I made a joke. I started to speak with him about fake event. It doesn't exist, but I just continue speak about that, more details and so on. And he believed that it took place, just because it was the same story. You forgot that, and now I made your fake memory. So I think it's an easy thing to do. Also, do you have a fake memory from your dormitory, from your student's life?
No, but
No?
your story seems plausible. Yes, because when they are not aware of the past, and whatever you say, that will become their memory. So I agree with that. It is plausible. Yeah.
I think it's a common joke in our culture. We, when people drink, we after the event, we always try to exaggerate what happened before. If someone lost his memory, we always try to exaggerate it. You did that and that, but it's not true. We just, I don't know, it's like a joke. We often do that. And people believe in that very easily. Oh, how can I do that? Wow, it's too bad, but it's never existed. So I like this part. I like the part how our brain struggle with the memories, how he adapted and create lines. Okay, so about the story itself, anything else? Any details? What we missed? Anything important?
Yeah, the VFX.
Please, what's not?
Yeah, the VFX. It looks good, especially in the year 1998. It is really a good visual effects. When they were reconstructing the buildings, that was really a good visual effects.
Yes, it's interesting. It's before the Matrix, right? But
1 year, 1 year only before.
1 year. But it seems for me like they are connected, those stories, and they, I don't know, they create own Matrix. Dark City is a
and it is 10 years before Inception, because Inception had the same visual effects with the building things, and yeah, they did it 10 years ago again.
And they will say about Matrix that was inspired also, partly inspired with this movie.
Right. But it's easy to see, right? It's easy to see. I never watched this movie before, but when I watched it, I cannot. I always thought about that. It's like Matrix. It's connected. It's the same ideas. Okay. So anything else? What about language in the movie? Is it understandable or hard? Do you like it?
Easy to understand.
Yeah.
Mostly dialogues, right? No those long explanations. Simple language.
Yeah, it's quite easy.
Little slang.
Slang, yeah.
Little, just little.
Okay.
And
so
we don't talk about the character of the Kiefer Sutherland, the Dr. Schruber.
Yeah, Dr. Schruber, yeah. So let's describe him. He's a central part of the story, right? He's in the middle of the story, connects all the story. So he's a guy who serves those aliens, right? He makes some injections. He implant and extract memories, right, from humans. And at the end, we found that he was, how to say it? He was an architect of those plan of evacuation, right? Of liberation, I would say.
And he betrayed the strangers.
Right. And during the movie, I saw it many times about his motivation to serve to these aliens, and I did not find one. So maybe he wasn't too motivated.
Maybe because he had the chance to do those experiments. Did you see where he was creating personalities, a little bit of of rebellion, like this.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I think if someone will offer me, you will be architect of human's destiny. It's interesting, right?
Yeah, very good computer guy. Nice guy.
Yeah, so let's build, all these love triangles and all these police things and all the serial killers. So yeah, it can be interesting. But at the end, he became to be a good guy, right? And saved the day. How? Jean, teach us.
Injecting special memories to Murdoch.
Mm-hmm. So more or less, he created the hero, right? The hero. He prepared him. He injected good memories and himself at some episodes, and
gave him powers.
Powers, yes, and better
How
understand.
How to use them.
Same
Yeah.
powers as the strangers.
Yeah. Can we describe what's the powers? What is the power? Some mental things or what?
Telekinesis? Mm-hmm.
They can think and move things.
Change.
Change. Yeah.
Change and move. So we call it telekinesis, right? And I heard about it a lot, Many people like to speak about this thing, post some evidences, post some videos, but I never saw it in real life. Do you think it's possible, this telekinesis?
So far, I don't think so.
Vasans, what about Indian yokes? Can they move things by mental force? Vasans? Do you believe that those telekinesis things exist?
No, it can be, but I don't think we can identify it with our limitations. It exists, if you ask me.
Yeah, but it would be very convenient if you don't need to visit your gym to move your things. Just mental effort and it's done. Okay, so doctor, policeman. So let's speak a little bit about policeman. Can someone describe him?
Valensky.
Yeah.
He's crazy. He always draw this
spiral. A spiral.
Yeah, and all of the walls and the roof and but yeah, he went crazy.
Right. Because of his job or what?
Yeah.
Likely, right?
Some accident. It happened an accident while imprinting him. Some accident happened that he could see something, and he became crazy.
Right. But I think yes, in the world like that, you can get crazy pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have some questions. Thanks to Vasans on our Padlet, and I'm going to copy one. In the end, John said, "You wanted to know what made us human, and you are not going to find it here. What's the place he mentioned could be?" Our mind, right?
Yeah.
So they cannot find what made us human in our mind, or they can. Actually, I missed these lines. To be honest, I don't remember the exact context of that. So what? No, but we can answer it in general. Yes. What prevents aliens to understand us well? Or do you think they have success in that?
How can arrange that things in a global way? Understand, raise that things with individuality. No, I don't know how they managed to understand that.
But do you remember at the end they said, "Time, stop now, stop forever." So they decided that they have success, right? I got it like that. We have this Murdoch. We will get the rest of the knowledge just from him. Why he was so special?
he had waken up in the process and got his powers,
Mhm.
I think.
Sans, what do you think? Why Murdoch was so special for them?
I think he has some abilities to confront with the injection, because when the doctor tried to implant the memory, he just confronted and throw the injection away. So so I think, in my opinion, it is not intentional. The doctor didn't do anything. John himself had some powers, so that's how he managed to discover all those truths.
So he was the one, right? Like Neo.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let me copy another one. How did the doctor know that John is capable of saving the manipulated world? It's kind of related to previous one, but still, yeah. How doctor decided, but we don't know. Maybe it was there was a many attempts. We don't know that. That just the last one is succeeded. What do you think, Gerard? How doctor found this John?
But by chance, I think while we was injecting him. So I think maybe the intention of the doctor was always betray the strangers and win the battle, you know? He thought that with time he could do that and find some special human that could beat them.
Mm-hmm. I agree with it. Okay, another one. Have you ever thought about the world can be flat, and we are misled by saying it's a sphere? Jorgen, what about you?
Yeah, it's interesting. Always, never when I visit, for example, France, I think about, I travel down a bit, but yeah.
So, well, when I was a young boy, I had a book. With some, I don't know how to call it, something about our world or something like that. And they described it in the book all these myths about our yours. And it started from the picture. Big turtle with all these elephants, So it's our yours. It's a big turtle with 3 elephants and all these things. But I was young, I cannot read, and I found this picture, and I thought, wow, it's true, it's our world. So for a long time in my childhood, I believe that our land is flat. Before I got the ability to read. Sans, how it's in Indian schools? Is it flat still?
No, I don't remember anything like that, but some childhood stories had pictures, and it is always a sphere. So we didn't have any conspiracy theories. But sometimes I think about it. What if the world was flat, and immediately the thought changed, because people are still traveling through flight, and especially if you are from Tokyo, if you are going from Tokyo and you can land on Los Angeles that same day, 4 hours before. So it happens, and people are traveling around the world, so it cannot be true. So the thought changes immediately.
Yeah, I understand. And so nowadays, with our technologies, with all these satellite photos, with all these airplanes, it's hard to believe to the flat Earth. But do you remember Teacher Lee shared in our chat post about this sect. I don't know how to call it exactly. Sect of guys who believe that yours is flat. It's very popular in America. Many people believe in that, and I don't understand how it's possible. Why they don't see any photos from the space or something? Because face is always better than any photos, right? If you believe that, you will convince yourself. Yeah, nice. But I like this experiment. It's pretty easy to make in Spain. When you go to the sea, you can see this horizon line, right? It's a curve. It's not a straight one. So pretty obvious. Okay, another question. How could the doctor imprint new identity to all people without any associate? Actually, I don't understand it clearly, this question. So, Osans, please explain us more about this question.
Yeah, when the clock turned 12 and everything stops and the people started to sleep, then the doctor goes to some particular people and he implants the new identity, the new memory to the people by injecting on their forehead. So I was wondering how would that be possible without any associates? I think the strangers might have helped him. And in the another point is the people they are implanting memory can be selective too. They are not doing it to everybody. I think they are selecting some people only every night.
Right. It's both your versions appears good to me, right? So they don't need to change the whole world every night. Maybe they changed it just slightly, in a few lines, just for a few people. Seems plausible. Maybe those strangers helped. I don't know. Yeah, but it's let's say it's a technical question, right? They managed it somehow. Nowadays it would be easy with media, you just put your news on TV and everyone believes. Okay. If you could imprint a new memory and identity to your mind by yourself, what it could be? Gerard, what it could be?
Difficult to say. You want someone wealthier that has everything? More free time to do whatever you wanted to do?
Yeah, money, time, all the things.
Like the guy in Matrix that, wanted to have a good life. He didn't care about real world. He only would like to have to feel pleasure.
Yeah. Good food, right? Free time, friends, wine.
Nice place.
Yes, nice place. And ability to do whatever you do, right? I think that people more like the same, right? It doesn't relate to, I don't know, place of where you live or race or something else. People want the same same things, safe and I don't know, leisure and all the things. But I would like to have this ability, not like for one time, but I would like to change identities, if it's possible. So to try one life, whenever it's hard or not, if you know that you can change it, it's nice. I would try to, I don't know, to be a police officer for a week. Not for longer, but for a week it's nice. I would like to be a soldier for a week, or I don't know. I would like to be a billionaire. Okay, for a month. I agree, for months. And then change again. So Jürgen, what will you choose from your identity if you can choose anything?
To master English.
But why?
No. To same as we have said, to be with friends and have a good health.
Right.
Mm.
So usual things, right?
Mm.
Vasants, maybe you have something special?
I would choose a detective. It seemed interesting because I've been a lonelier guy, and it would be fun to explore. Okay, it is depressing on the other hand, but I would love to solve puzzles. So if I can encounter with interesting cases, then I can solve the puzzles and cases. So it would be interesting. So I would choose a detective.
But what prevents you to be a detective now?
Because of the Indian laws and the system, you cannot take laws in your hand. There is a special department for that, but still some private detectives are there, but they need a lot of skills to do their job, because they usually they do it, how to call it, they follow some people to for good reason. So without letting them know, following some people is really a hard thing. So I would not fit in that
Yeah. But what prevents you
position. Yeah.
to be like just an ordinary police detective? What do you need for that? What are the prerequisites for that?
The cases, the interesting cases. It's always crime. It's always murder. Nothing interesting. It's an usual thing. If it is really an interesting case, I would go on.
Okay. Well, I understand your point. So to be a detective, it's good to be a detective in Hollywood movie, right? Because it's always fascinating plots. But in real life, you will have 99% of the cases. It will be just a boring thing. You have to ask witnesses and all these things and put all this in one big, I don't know how we call it, case, right? And the same every day. But as far as I understand, if you want to be a police detective in Russia, it's not too hard. You just need to finish one school, police academy. I don't know how it's called, and you're ready. Just go. Not too hard.
What level of studies do you need in Russia?
Level of studies.
Simple? Basic?
Yeah.
Secondary?
Well, I don't think that they need high education for that. So you just finish your school and that's all. And then you go to police academy. So it's a pretty basic job, I would say, and it's not measured by your education. It's measured by your experience mostly. So if you're a detective for a long time, you will have more salary, more responsibility, and all those things. But I don't think that they teach you in a very hard way or something like that. So you just study law, you just study basic, like how to say it, basic regulations of investigations and so on things. Vasants?
Yes. I agree with that, because usually nowadays the tag police is enough to solve many crimes. They would confess to you just by looking at your uniform. So nothing special would happen. So nothing special skill you will need. So in some cyber crime or something like that, you would need more skills, but not in many cases. They are just petty crimes. So just your uniform is enough, I think.
But I don't know about other countries, but in Russia it doesn't work like detective is a specialist and expert in many cases, in many fields. No, but police detective has a right to involve any experts. If police call me and say we need your IT expertise, what can I do? Nothing. I go there and I search for them. So they just borrow many experts from when they need them. Do you have the same, Gerard? Do you know about that?
What do you mean? Different experts depending on the field?
I mean that they don't have experts in police. They don't need like IT experts. They don't need like agricultural experts and all these things. But if they need some experts, they just prescribe one from citizens to do that job for them. For instance, if they have a cyber security case or something like that, they just took like 5 different experts and ask them what happened. Please describe us in normal language and try and help us to find the evidences.
In Spain, some police officers have degrees, so people with degree also can join the police officer and have better places inside.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's possible there too, but mostly I speak about that. A detective in Russia, they don't have to be like experts in everything. They just have to understand law and have to understand, general logic, and they can ask any expert from citizens to help them, like that.
Yeah. We have a joke here when the world conducted a task between different police departments, different countries' police department, and the task is to find a lion who killed a person. So the Scotland Yard went into the forest. They found a lion within few hours. And the American police went and they found it in few days. And Indian police went there and they haven't come back. So when the judges went into the forest, they found they were tying up a bear and beating it up to say you are a lion, say you are a lion, confess it. So that's something like that. So it is a fun thing, but it's a reality because the statistics says we are the second one to solve the crimes, but in most cases it's just closing the cases, not really solving the case. So statistics lies sometimes.
I think I understand exactly what you talk about because we had that. I think we partially have them the same things in our country. So for police, it's very important to have a good statistics. It's very important. So they try to do everything with that. They try to close cases like not important just to make statistics better, and they try to to combine many cases in one to hide like crimes and all those things. Do you aware, Gerard, does it exist in your country?
I don't think so. I don't think it's that important because that what produces is people alter reality because you can always be better. Improve.
Right.
You need to cheat then.
Yeah. But it was a bad thing in my place. So one day our Senate said we have to have like 90% of crime revealed, and then police just what they can do, they can only fake statistics if they cannot solve the case. So it was a bad thing, and it still exists partially. So a bad thing. What about Sweden, Jörgen? Do you aware about how your police works?
I think they call for expertise in the official area, and they try to solve every case. That's what I think. I've heard.
Right. I never envy to these police guys. I think their job just what's the word for that? Not grateful. How to say it? People don't appreciate what they do, right? Especially in Russia. In Russia, we don't think about police people too good because we think they are useless, they are stupid, they have low qualification and all those things. But we don't say them to face. but we think so. And at the same time, I understand that their job is extremal. They always have some danger points and all these things. And it's not grateful. I don't know why people work there. And you have very few, small money. pretty small money in Russia if you're policeman.
Okay, that's different in Spain, at least in Catalonia.
Mhm.
Police officer has a good salary, higher than the average. So
Nice. So it's attract good people, right?
more people to compete. You need to compete to get in the police.
Right. It's good. I
The
think.
exams and everything.
Right. What about India? Do you have competition?
Competition means
I mean, if you want to be a policeman, you have to compete with other candidates and so on.
yes. They conduct exams. They have a minimum qualification to appear for the exam. So you have to complete at least your secondary school level. So, and I have a question. What about your country's police department? Do they work 24 hours a day, or do they have any alternative replacement for the policeman who is working, like shift methods? Because in India they are working 24/7, and they do not have any leave and how to say that.
Days off, you mean, right?
Yes, and they are depressed. In fact, so do you have any rehabilitation for the policemen? Do you aware of that?
Well, I think it's not too good situation in my place, because in my place they have shifts. They work shifts and they have rest. But problem is that when they use they like uniform, people expect that they on the service, So if those policemen have a day off, they still like on work if something happened on the street. So people ask them just solve this case on that case on this, but they have official days off. Yes, that's true.
The same in Spain. There are plenty of shifts. They have plenty of free time. If they work at night, they have extra free time.
Yeah. Sometimes we have a special events, like I don't know, some demonstrations or some celebrations. So when they need a lot of policemen, so at that time we can see like I don't know, thousands of them to make things like secure and all these things. But I don't know how it's related to shifts. I actually had a few friends who worked in police, and they say that because of this celebration, and demonstration, and some terrorist attack, it's never like they never redeem it for that. If you go there, you will not have your day off for that. It's just an additional what's it called? Additional job. That's all.
But are they going to be paid?
Yeah, but they don't pay for hours. They pay just salary.
But what you have to work more extra hours? Are they paid?
Okay. Yeah, look on that on like a soldier, like an army thing. Your country just need you. You go and do. So it's not a pleasant job here. I would not recommend it. In case if you want it.
No, especially with your weather, your climate.
Yeah.
Okay, and we run out of the questions. Nothing more. So do you have?
And what about the friend who committed suicide?
Yeah.
Let's talk about him.
Yeah, nice line. We forgot about that. So, Vasans, please introduce this line. What the line is?
Yeah, he seemed also disturbed with that memories, and he thought that he is not belongs to this world. So he's living in a dream, and so he's almost pretty same like the character from Inception, the wife character. So he committed suicide at last to relieve from that situation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how I get it, the story, he was a detective also before that, right? And he started to notice some strange thing somehow. And he got some mental power or something. I don't know how to call it. So he kind of escaped this, I don't know, this snapping which programs his mind. So, and it bothered him, and he decided to make suicide, right? Not to make, but commit suicide, right? Am I wrong? Any details? Okay. Okay. So, do we have any questions?
I think everything was covered.
Yeah, everything was covered. Okay, we did it. We did it fast today. It's because
Because we didn't have Diana, Leila, and Lee. You know, they could talk about noise.
right. Less people, less points of view. So it's pretty understandable. But thank you very much again. We did it. It's nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.